This video is sponsored by our friends at Kamikoto. Kamikoto taps into more than 800 years of traditional techniques from Japan to craft incredibly sharp, single bevel knives. These beautiful knives are made from the finest Japanese steel, and they've elevated my cooking game significantly. Each knife comes in a beautiful, heavy-duty ashwood box. They also make for an incredible gift. Each Kamikoto knife goes through a rigorous 19-step process that takes several years from start to finish to complete. Each knife is individually inspected, and Kamikoto is so confident about their knives that each one comes with a lifetime guarantee. These knives are incredible, and you don't have to take my word for it. They have been used by Michelin star chefs all over the world, and if you don't love them, you will get a full refund. Right now, Kamikoto is having their biggest sale of the year. Go to kamikoto.com/Chael. That's going to save $50 off your entire purchase price, or just click the link below. Use the promo code Chael and you will save $50 today. Looks like they're targeting Gilbert Burns versus Neil Magny. Awesome. That's an awesome match. That would mean that they're no longer targeting Gilbert Burns and Masvidal. Now, I can't give you guys all the answers. I just can't. I don't want that to upset you. But there's certain paths that you could go down that I could lead you down. That if you went down them and you reached the end of it, your mind and the way you view and your understanding of our industry would change. Shockingly. I could send you on a number of paths, but if you just get just one of them, you'll start to get it very differently. I would never expose the business. All right, not my job to. You can't go to any library and check out a book on this business. And you can't go to any college in the world and major in this. You also can't meet anybody that's going to give you the answers. It's a very closed-mouth business for very good reason. There are for sure not more than 5 men, human, alive that understand it. Do you know why we do a ceremonial weigh-in? I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to say another word. If you go down that path and you get to the end of the road and you find that out, it will change your understanding and your knowledge of the industry, which is very rare, very, very unknown. Do you know why you only fight where there's a commission? Do you know why if you fight somewhere they don't have a commission, you bring one and it looks like your people? It'll be shown to the world as it's your people, but they're not. They will be a separate entity made up of your people. They will be a separate entity that will oversee you. Do you know why? Do you know why pay-per-view points are so coveted? Do you know how your career could be ended if you have them? It's the delicate realm of the contract, of the participation in our industry. There is nothing more beautiful that your contract could come with than pay-per-view points. And do you understand why, if you have them, could stop your career? Do you understand that? Do you understand why Ronda Rousey, who was easily top 10, I would argue top 5, and somewhere around number 7 is likely most accurate, did not fight again when anybody else that was top set would have continued? Anybody else that was a main event would have continued. Do you understand where what she came and told the world as to I'm done and I'm going over here versus why she told the world because of what she was? I mean, do you understand some of these things? Do you care? Do you want to know them? Do you understand? I'm just sending you on paths. Go down any one of them. You should get to the end of one of these roads. Do you know why the BMF has never been defended? Do you know why the BMF will never be defended? From a business standpoint, from a contractual standpoint, do you understand? Do you know what the problem would be? Do you understand? Use Colby Covington as a great example when he had an interim championship and never lost and woke up and was not the interim champion one day. Do you understand why? So Jorge Masvidal is apparently not going to fight Burns. And Magny's coming in. What do you draw from that? What do you think that means? What do you think that means if that fight happens? What do you think that means for Jorge Masvidal? What do you think will be next for him? Where do you think he goes from here? What's the big deal if he fights Gilbert Burns? So what? That was kind of between the two of them. And the crowd wasn't like demanding that. You love Gilbert Burns and you love Jorge Masvidal. You put them together and it seems to make sense. You got a good night there. But now if you're bringing in Magny and you're keeping Burns, Burns doesn't know two words. Burns doesn't know, no. He doesn't, no one's he doesn't know that word. It's like when Burns was trying to be bilingual and he was trying to, like, it was as though somebody played a joke on him and only taught him how to say yes. What do I say in this situation? Yes. This is what you say, go, you say yes. What do I do if somebody emails me and they want such and such? You say yes. What do I do if they text me? Say yes. What do I do if they call me? Say yes. What do I do if they walk up to me and tell me happy birthday? Say yes. What do I do if they walk up to me and they say, what would you like for dinner tonight? Say yes. It was like somebody played a joke on him. Because he only knows how to say yes. He only does say yes. I don't see that being rewarded the way that I would like. And I won't be much stronger than that. I won't be a lot stronger because he got his world title fight. He got huge feature matches. But he only says yes. What do you do? Why would pay-per-view points be a problem? Why, if your contract calls for pay-per-view, which is the number one thing any fighter could even dream to have, anybody that wants to make a career that someday is going to stuff and they're going to use the word retire. I'm retired. I'm retired represents a whole bunch of stuff. If you're just quitting the sport to go and do something, just say I quit the sport. You're representing something. You're representing that this has worked out. Why would it be a problem to have pay-per-view points? If that's your dream, if that's everybody, why would that be a problem? Why would Chael use that word? Why would Chael told me if I go down the road of finding out why pay-per-view points are a problem, as opposed to a wonderful position? What's he talking about? Go down that road, get to the bottom of it. By the time you get there, you'll find out why we do a ceremonial weigh-in. You'll find out why we only fight with a commission. You'll find out that when we bring a commission, even if there are personnel, they're not. They're a separate entity every time. You found out why Ronda left the sport. You'll stumble across why old Chael announced that he was leaving the sport the night he did it. Acted like it was his idea. You'll see why the BMF has never and will never be defended. You'll see why Colby, without losing, had the belt taken off of him. And you'll also begin to see the problem with what was supposed to be Masvidal and Burns is now Burns and Magny.